Hello everyone and welcome to my last video in my December Daily 2019 series. So I'm going to share with you today a flip through of my completed album. So I actually completed it before the end of December, at the very end of December, but maybe around, I don't know, 20, maybe even the 26th, maybe. So, yeah, so this is the Simple Stories album, and I love it. I just love the color. I love the wreath, and all I did was I had this piece here and these three little canvas poinsettia flowers, and I just glued them on, and it just is perfect. It's just right. The year I put on the side here. I'm not going to put the year on the front because, well, I like it the way it looks. So I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So you're going to see quite a bit of watercolor paintings that I did this year. So I am just, well, I started learning in maybe mid-October how to watercolor. I mean, actually watercolor. I'm like learning so much. I had no idea there was so much to it. But anyway, so you're going to see a whole bunch of different watercolors that I painted. So this is just kind of gives you the feel for the whole album. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like distressed antique, right? Very, nothing bright in here, I don't think, very low key. So I actually started with Thanksgiving, and yeah, so the collections that I used a few different collections. And this piece right here, in fact, both of these are actually Christmas papers, but they are muted enough to where I could use them for Thanksgiving and my my wood veneer. So this was the day before Thanksgiving. My granddaughter and I went over my parents' house. That's me. Over my parents' house, and we set up for Thanksgiving Day. So this shows you right here, Madison getting all of these special, holiday dishes out from my mother's hutch. Little something I painted. This is just a little paper clip that I just thought that this was cute. I did a little bit of journaling on the back, right? Creating like a new tradition, because we didn't always do this. This was our second year having Thanksgiving at their house with just my parents and my family. This is a wreath that I painted, and I used let me grab it here. Is it here? Nah, it's over here. I use the sprocket, which is absolutely fantastic. And I think that's what helped me to get done, like before the end of December, because as the different events happened, I was able to pick out a few photos that I took and print them right away. I mean, they're small. You can see they're fairly small, maybe 2x3. And, but perfect, right? It helps me to get done. So I put that little photo in the middle of this bigger wreath. And I had painted, excuse me, this wreath bigger with the intent of putting a photo inside of it. So I actually used it for what I intended. It's pretty amazing. And then over here, just this was a new tradition. This is still the day before Thanksgiving, and Madison was making some chocolate chip cookies, and Here's the cookies and milk and my glasses. And then we played a game of cards with my parents. So just a nice, easy afternoon. And then this is Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day. These are the desserts, but I order from Wegmans, and which is a really large grocery store here in New Jersey. And oh yeah, you have to like follow this blue tape that they put it's like from one end of the store to the other to where you actually go and pick up your Thanksgiving, your cooked meal. And all you have to do is reheat it when you get home. It's pretty cool. And here's the worker from Wegmans, sorry, from Wegmans, and she posed for the picture and everything. So, so that was kind of cool. It's amazing what people do, right? So then here we are eating, my son, my father, my mother, my daughter, and Madison. See, that's why I try to get people to do selfies, because what happens is you take photos of your family and then you're not in your album. So, a big thing for me, excuse me, over in the December Daily Facebook group, which, by the way, the link is below in the description box. But, we had Selfie Sunday every Sunday in December. And I'll do that again next year, because I think it's really important to get your own photo into your album. This was one of the challenges that I did early on. It was to make a pocket without using a fuse tool or anything special. It was just some, what would have been garbage, a piece of packaging. I just love it. And then I put my information in here from Wegmans and some extra photos that I had, and I just tucked them in there. That's one of my favorite things. So that's something else we do in the group is, every now and again we post a challenge, and, people can use it or not. It's up to them. They're there just as suggestions, as inspiration, as encouragement, right? Just to get the creative juices flowing for everybody. So then what is this? Oh, this was the day after Thanksgiving. So I'm still not even in December. This is still November 29th, which was my parents' 60 something wedding anniversary. 65th? No, maybe something like that. But anyways, Madison and we went and we did our first ceramics class together. And we're getting ready to do another one at the end of January. So this was my number one. I painted this wreath and I painted the number one on it. It was supposed to go into a 4x6 pocket, but sometimes things change. So what I ended up doing, December 1st happened to be a Sunday. So it was our first selfie Sunday in the group. So this is my number one page. So I still put this here because it is the first day, and I just put a little note here that I hand painted it and the month that I did it. And this is my cousin's house next door. So now we're in December. Okay, so this is December 1st. December 2nd, my cousin next door, he had siding put on his house. So he had like these shakes on his house which were, they're like a wood color and they get discolored. And so that all of that was taken off. So it was a beautiful barn red. Once they took those shakes off of the house, that's the house my mother was born in. And it's right next to the house that I live in, that I'm in right now. So anyway, so I wanted to take a picture of that, and I documented. I have some buttons. I put a little bit of glitter paint on the back of this page. And then throughout the month, like I did last year, every Sunday I write a prayer card. Last year I did tags. I did really huge tags. But this year I just took one of watercolor paintings, and I used a verse from Isaiah, different verses. Yeah, and then I would say a prayer. And then over here, this was also on the 2nd of December, and it was our first snow. And this I had painted and then added on a couple of die cuts, which I thought was fun. Adding something handmade with something bought, I thought was pretty cool. And I don't know, there's something about this particular 4x6 card that I absolutely love. I don't know. I love it. I love it. But here's Madison with, giving me attitude. She's standing out by the garage in the snow with friends. And, she has her hands on her hips. Like, don't you take a picture of me. So I got that. And then this is a tree out in the front of my house. And I had printed 2 of them, and I try not to waste any photos whatsoever, none. So I actually put both of the photos right there. Now we're on day 6. So this is the day where Madison had taken a selfie of her shirt, and I didn't even know that she did that until I looked in my camera. And it was just super cool. I'm going to hold it up. It's a wolf howling. That's her shirt she had on that day. It's just like, well, that's like a super cool idea. And another watercolor painting. Now some of these, and I don't recall which ones, I did Facebook Lives and taught for 45 minutes to an hour. For each one. I think I did 4 throughout the month of December, and they're still over there. So if you want to see Facebook Lives on how to paint, like I did trees, I did the wreath. I'm pretty sure I did this. So yeah, so they're over there if you want to come on over and watch. And then Sparkle, the elf, appeared. He came a little bit late. He must have been a little ill or something. Yeah, but he did come when he felt better. And then I had also painted this. This I really liked because I painted the background nice and soft. The trees on it, the colors are very soft, so that I could write on top of it. So I just really liked that. And that is actually on a postcard. So I like that. That was good. All right. Sorry. All right. And then here's the elf hanging in a stocking, hanging from the chain of the ceiling light in my kitchen. So yeah. Yep. And then this is still the same day. This is still the 7th. We're back at my parents' house and just visiting. And Madison was decorating their tree for them, which is something that she started doing last year for them. Yeah, and then after that, so this was a Sunday. This is the 8th. So after doing my parents' tree, then when we got home, my daughter and Madison put the tree up in our house. And this was one of the challenges that I had over in the Facebook group, to use an old Christmas card. And so what I did was I took the old card, I put down pattern paper on the inside. I did some decoration, and then these were photos of them putting up the tree, and a pretty piece of like a lace, and then the back of it. I love this. This is another one of my favorite things in in this album. I love it. I love it a lot. So then, the collection, the Simple Stories collection for 2019, the papers that come with it, I didn't use a lot of them. I used some of the like 3x4 and 4x6, but I didn't use a lot of the actual 6x8 papers. But there's some that are pretty shapes. And yeah, so this is actually from December 1st, but this was for our first YouTube hop. This is what I made. So it went live on the 12th, and so that's why it's here in the album and not on the 1st. But that photo is actually from the 1st. That was the beginning of the ice and the snow and the whole thing. So yeah, so I have a video on that. And again, it was a hop that I organized, and it was all members of the December Daily group. And yeah, it was really great, really great. So check it out for sure. And my granddaughter's Christmas concert at school, and Fuzzy Sock Day over in the December Daily group. And that's pizza, pepperoni pizza on my granddaughter's fuzzy socks. And sometimes I really like doing just like a black background. I did this on another page as well. And I just like the way things pop. But on this particular Saturday, this is the 14th. So you'll notice that I skipped days, right? So I went from the 8th to the 12th to the 14th. So, don't feel stressed to do every day. Don't force it. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. It's kind of like whatever you want to get into the album, you get into the album, right? So, but anyway, so this was, I have every month, I teach on the names of God at church with a small group of women, and that was this day. And I took selfies on this day as well. They gave me flowers, and then this was the study that we did that day. And then here's some more about the YouTube hop, and here's the post. I did the event. I actually printed out a picture of the event from the December Daily Facebook group. Yep, and another painting. This I also did on a Facebook Live in the group. And then every Christmas, every Easter, and sometimes in between, my mother and I, we go to the cemetery here in town where, all the relatives are. And yeah, so that's my mother and me, and we took Madison this time. I really wanted her to go to experience it and to hopefully, carry on the tradition. Yeah, so I go for my mother. I take her. But I think I don't know. I mean, I know, I get it. They're not there, they're dead. But it's just, I don't know. Either it's something you do or you don't do. That's totally up to you and your family, but she likes to go, so I take her. So we had, so my mother, who is 87 years old, she had, gosh, how many siblings? 5, but the first brother ever born and the last brother born both died very, 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 very young. And they were both named Teddy, which I think is odd. But anyway, and my mother's the youngest of her siblings, except this little boy, Teddy, right here, was younger than her. The only sibling younger than her, and he was 3 when he died. So there is a gravestone that my grandfather actually made in cement. He made this for Teddy. The first Teddy that passed away, I don't even know what year that would be. I guess in the 1920s. is also somewhere around here, but no gravestone, no headstone. So we don't know where he is in this cemetery. It's just kind of weird, but he is there somewhere. So anyway, so that's that. So then here we have the 15th. It's the same day as this. So this is a Sunday. It was Selfie Sunday. So we took a selfie. I just wanted to document this pine cone that I had painted. I want you to notice that. Let me just go back here for a second. This was the calendar page that came with the collection. I did not use it as intended. I didn't think I would. I was hoping to, but I didn't. So I just used it as a page. So, you know, just because something is made for something in particular, don't feel like you have to use it for that, right? So this was one of my paintings. So this is another prayer card. So a tree that I painted, my verse on Isaiah, and my prayer. And then here, so this is another little, card from the collection. And this was Throwback Thursday. So this year in the Facebook group, every Thursday we had a Throwback Thursday. So it was a throwback because the stamp was old, like a 1990 Tim Holtz stamp at the heart. And it's just such a beautiful stamp. Old washi. This was an old Project Life card. And this picture was from New Year's Eve from 2007 or New Year's Day 2017. So that was all about the Throwback Thursday. It was a lot of fun. Then this one I did a collaboration with Poet Spice, and where we sent each other a few items from our stash, and we had to use 3 things on a page. So this was from Jamie back here. This was from Jamie. This was from Jamie. So I just loved it. Oh, and this flower back here. And this is a real piece of pine that I had gotten in with flowers. And then these were just some of the paintings that I did in this little itsy bitsy 3x4 watercolor journal. And now we're up to December 25th. My parents, I put a little door there, or December 21st. Did I say that? December 21st. So this was a Saturday, the Saturday before Christmas. And we went to my parents' house. My brother and sister-in-law came up from Delaware. So we went over and we had some food. And yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice. And then the 23rd. So I had off Christmas week, so I was just loving it. And my daughter and granddaughter came back from Dunkin' Donuts with a coffee and a muffin for me. So I had to document that. This I put here, this 4x4 card, that I put the flower and the number and this on. I put it here because I thought it looked so good, kind of like on the same spread as this painting that I did. And I really, really, really like the way that it works. I really do. And there's another selfie. And then here's another prayer card. So this prayer card I actually started with a 3x4 card, like a Project Life card that has the word joy and the wreath. I thought it was perfect. And then I painted some flowers and some pine branches, and I wrote my prayer. Yep, so I like that one very much. And now we are on Christmas Eve day. This particular page, like, there's no photo on it, which is, I think, a little unusual for me, because I like to have the photos in my album. But every single pocket, well, this is two 3x4s and a 4x6. And everyone is so different. All of the patterns are very, very, very different. I had actually painted this little ornament with the little top, and I put some more die cuts on it. I just love it. There's just something about this page I absolutely love. I don't know. It was fun putting it together. I think that that's why. So this page is very simple. And I did it on purpose. I thought that these just looked so pretty that I didn't want to put anything on them. I put absolutely nothing on these two 3x4 cards, left them as is. And I liked it because Madison is wearing little reindeer things in her hair, like little antlers. So I just thought it was perfect. Here's another painting I just wanted to get in here, and I figured it was good because it's red and green. And then I had painted this poinsettia, and I did some doodling in a little watercolor journal that I have. And so now this is going over my parents' house on Christmas Eve. And we had ham, and we were just sitting around the table. And then, so that's me doing something in the kitchen, and that's my mother's hand. For some reason, she did not want her photo taken, and I had that in the camera, and so I printed it. That's my mother's hand. She was being a stinker for some reason. I guess maybe I take too many pictures. I don't know. And so then here's the beginning of Christmas Day. This is also an ornament that I painted and cut out and put a die cut on. And this is our tree with the presents underneath before they're opened with the cute little present die cut. Super cute. And I layered, some banners up here. This I did on a Facebook Live over in the group. That was a lot of fun. I did 3 or 4 trees. That was a lot of fun. I liked that a lot. And then, of course, the reason for the season is the birth of Jesus Christ, who is the Messiah. And yeah, so I wanted to make sure that I started Christmas with that. And then we get into the presents. And so just Madison opening up. I just used a lot of layers with die cuts, adding die cuts, doing a little bit of journaling, using different collections. These are probably from 3 or 4 different collections. I cut some papers down to size to use them as the 3x4 or 4x6 card. Yeah, I just really enjoyed this. I kept it super simple. Super simple. Here's my other black page. So this die cut, I cut in half. And this is 2 3x4s, so it actually goes in 2 different pockets. And just documenting that we were at home, opening presents. And I had also painted this. And more presents. Not as many as there used to be. You know how it is as kids get older, their presents get less, but they're more expensive. Well, that's kind of the transition because Madison is 10 now. So it's kind of transitioning into less toys and more clothes and electronics. Now, remember I had mentioned that Jamie and I did that collaboration where we sent each other a few items from our stash. I had to put this in here. So she is really amazing at doing die cuts and piecing intricate little pieces together. And I just had to put that in here because I just love it. And it had to be on Christmas Day, of course. This is actually what I painted on a Facebook Live over in the group. Our stockings, I had painted this. And that's just a photo of what I painted. And yeah, so my daughter opening presents, my son opening presents. This, I have to still do a prayer, apparently, because it's empty. Somehow I missed that. That would be the last one. That would be the last Sunday. So I need to go do that. And then just this is what my gifts. And this is, Santa, he ate his cookies and drank his milk, and the elf left some candy and a note because, of course, he left. And yeah, so then this was also a throwback Thursday. And so this die cut is old, and this is actually wrapping paper, Christmas wrapping paper, this whole background. And so that's old. This piece right here is actually from Jamie, something she sent to me. This is old. So it was just all about Throwback Thursday and using old stuff. And then the very, very last page is this. So this came in the collection. I just put this die cut on here and this die cut on here. So in here I have cards, Christmas cards. So that's what makes this bulky, is these cards. And then on the very, very, very last page, I just put one of these little stickers. And then Jamie also sent me that. So I wanted to get that in here. So that's it. That is my 2019 December daily flip through. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, the link to my group is below. There's amazing, amazing, amazing women. I don't know, there's over 4,700 people, and we all share photos and video links and blogs and just whatever, and it's just amazing. So all December daily related, of course. So come on over and check out some videos that maybe you didn't see from other people that maybe you don't know on YouTube. And like I said, the Facebook Lives are over there. All of the challenges and the prompts are over there under announcements. And yeah, so people are still working away. They are still at it. And, I finished my 2018 December daily in August of 2019. So it took me 8 months to finish it last year. So this was good. I'm happy that it's done. I'm going to go put this on the shelf with my other December dailies, and I'm calling it done. I have to go do that prayer card, though. I didn't realize that I didn't do that. So anyway, thank you for being here. Sorry for such a long video, but I hope that you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you next year for some more December daily. But please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, because I post videos every single week of Bible art, watercoloring, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. I like to do multiple things, so stay tuned. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.